So EpicLAN is, I would say, a 4-day gaming holiday. Whether you game seriously, whether you game just with friends, it's a way of getting away from the house, meeting up with a load of other people. That gaming happens to be at the heart of that. It's 4 days away.
Guys! Get the fuck down! Guys! Come on!
Usually, when we talk about the future of UK esports, we think of massive stadiums or sold-out arenas in London. But if you actually want to see where the next generation of esports talent is being built, well, for that, you have to go to a sports hall in Kettering. EpicLAN is UK's largest LAN, but it's not run by some massive corporation. It's run by a community that puts people and their development over massive profits first. For creatives, well, it's basically the industry's primary incubator. It's a place that actually removes the usual barriers to entry and gives newcomers a real, structured environment to start building their career paths.
I would say EpicLAN's unique because we've maintained the community feel. Ever since we started 23 years ago, we are a group of 79 people this event who just come together to put on a cool event.
For someone to start their career, they need a base to build on. They need them foundations. So EpicLAN is that place for a lot of people, but not only can they build up all their skills, their knowledge and their communication, but it's also a safe place to do so.
Behind the scenes, not necessarily from a player's point of view, we've always said EpicLAN is the first stepping stone for people to work at live events, to get in front of a camera in a real life event. It's the same for the players, I guess. The players, it's quite often the first event they will attend out of their bedroom in playing online leagues to turning up and playing at an event. That then, the experience here then starts to prepare teams, players, backstage staff, creative staff for what it's like on a much bigger stage.
Without the grassroots scene, it's so much harder for people to get that break in their career. It's almost like if you're a music artist, you play your pubs and your bars and that kind of stuff. You don't just play Wembley Stadium. It's without that base level that's like a stepping stone and a comfortable one to do so. Unfortunately, it creates a scene where people can't enter.
Grassroots is often misunderstood. It isn't about being an amateur. It's about having the right foundation to grow. Every creative needs a base level to build on. Well, those foundations that let you actually grow as a creative. EpicLAN basically functions as a live event classroom where you're working with the same high-end gear you'd find at major events. It is a really rare environment where you're allowed to make mistakes and get professional one-to-one feedback and learn from the people who have been doing this at the highest level for years.
I think from a crew point of view, I think the ability to make mistakes here is really, really important. You can learn very, very practically. You get to play with some of the same sort of toys and systems and setups that would use on much bigger events, but I say you can get it wrong here. The way our whole broadcast production creative setup has evolved over the last few years is because people want to come and get that experience here. And again, you can make mistakes. This is where you can practice in a live environment. Take photography for an example. This is a really hard environment to take photos in, and we have a lot of people who have come through the doors, learnt here, and then gone on to much bigger events globally.
The Epic in February had the violinist. I took a pretty cool shot, one of my favorites. But also, I think my favorite one, I think it was a CS final in February as well. And I just got a cool moment with the caster just showing pure emotion, and it looked really cool in my opinion.
But EpicLAN does give me that stepping stone to become a better caster and honestly master because there's a lot of experienced casters and a lot of legends have come through, like Machine, you got James Banks. Honestly, I want to relive the path they've taken to get to tier 1, which I'm hoping to strive for. It helped me get the exposure that I needed. It helped me reach out to more teams, and it actually showed when I reach out to other TOs, if you need a cast, I've done this event. EpicLAN is quite a big renowned name. Me mentioning that does help me have more of a boost in my credibility. Shows I can cast for long hours, I can do many games at a time without having a burnout, but have a good decent amount of knowledge of CS and the UK scene as a whole. And it helped me reach out to more teams. For example, I get the chance to cast over teams, make a little bit more money on the side, because of EpicLAN. It can help me financially and my exposure in both ways.
The real proof that this works is actually written in the credits of almost every major international broadcast you see today. The journey from literal cleaning cupboard in Kettering to the world's biggest stages isn't just a legend. It's a well-tested path walked by some of the most respected names in the industry. And because the tech and standards here keep moving forward, the caliber of talent coming out of this room is more ready for the world stage than ever before.
Even in this venue, I remember Pansy and Machine commentating, it would have been COD 4, and it was from a cleaning cupboard just down that corridor because we didn't have this sort of setup back then. We found a room where they store tables, chairs and cleaning equipment. We worked with a broadcast company at the time called Quad V, who are still kind of around under a different name. And yeah, you've got globally famous names in a cleaning cupboard in Kettering. James Banks was interviewing here before he got picked up. There's one particular guy, I can't remember which event it was, but on our photo library, there is one event where you've got people like Richard Lewis, Pansy and Machine, Medic and Ex-Scoundrel, and all happen to be at one event. And when you look at where all of those people now are, that's mad.
Yeah, the first person that comes to mind would be Sophie Skittles. She started at EpicLAN quite a few years ago, and ever since she has been absolutely killing it in the esports scene. I'm sure she's known by a lot of people. She's looked up to by everyone in the content team, even people that have never met her. But it's amazing to see the stuff that she kind of gets up to today. Not only working with massive companies, but doing it across the world is really, really cool.
Oh my god, I don't think I wouldn't be where I am without it, honestly. Like, I think even just from I made like good relationships with the sponsors at LAN, and then that's kind of what got me then from doing EpicLAN to like the bigger events, because I started then getting hired by the actual sponsors, and then that just sort of got my name out there and got me onto doing all the other events. So definitely it's just like taught me how to network, taught me how to make the right relationships, and also just with like the marketing side of things as well, which is a very important skill, I feel, as well, which I'm very grateful for.
When you spend a weekend at an event like this, it becomes pretty clear that the real creative heartbeat of esports starts right here at the grassroots level. EpicLAN isn't just another tournament on the calendar, it's the engine room for the entire UK scene. It's where the photographers, on-screen talent and broadcast crews who bring this industry to life find their first real opportunities. Because the reality is, before you can ever reach the cathedral of esports, you have to survive the sports hall in Kettering.